that.
Right.
We're going to build confidence in it today. We want you to build up so you're comfortable with the car, but at the same time, once you're happy and comfortable, you're happy with the technique, that's when we'll start then try and pushing you on. But it's when you're happy, so don't worry. If you're not happy, we won't go mad on it at all.
Oh, this is just... Oh my god.
It's just good place to be, isn't it, really?
It is. Oh, and you've got the Alcantara. Oh, it's brilliant.
So when you think back to what you did last time here, was there any certain area that you preferred more than others, or anything you want to spend more time on? Main track, yeah.
I love the main, especially with the straight. Yeah. Actually, I'm not joking, but I actually still remember what gear I need to be in on every corner of that main track. If it's the same for the W205, that is, but
it might be slightly different. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
This one anyway. This one's actually quite similar. It'd be second most of it, and then third and fourth down the back straight, really.
Yeah.
The others, depending on what we jump into today, gear ratios change a little bit anyway. Yeah. Cool. Well, if you're all happy.
Yeah. Should I?
Yeah, can do. Yeah. Have a good feel of the pedals. I know you said obviously earlier that you used to them,
Yeah.
but have a good feel. Just make sure you're happy. So you can give it a little rev as well. Just make sure you're happy with the movement between the two. Wait, go anywhere.
Oh my god. Anyone who says that doesn't sound as good.
Even better if we put it in race mode. Try again.
Oh my god! I cannot believe how good that sounds. Wow.
Try and rev it to just over 4,000 and you'll hear it pop and crack. There you go. That's more like it.
Oh my god! I can't believe anyone said this is quiet. Wow, okay, that's really good.
Cool, we're real happy then pedals.
Yeah.
Gear selection, yep, you've got it. It's foot on the brake, down for drive.
Yep.
Let's take it right because there's a big curve just here on the edge here. And then we're going to go nice and slowly through the middle.
Oh my god. Should I go?
Yeah, keep mine just nice and slowly through. Around to left.
Yeah. Oh my god. 20 indicator around here?
Don't worry on this bit, we've got hazards on at the moment anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Just yeah, up and down the access road if you don't mind just driving normally basically. Cool, we're going to go straight on over down the access road, so it's 30 miles an hour up and down this access road. We're going to take you all the way down to the end, we're going to take you down to the South Circuit.
Great. Oh, is that the little test circuit too?
Yeah, that's it. It's just, again, we're just going to relax you into the car, make sure you're happy with everything. After a couple of laps when you're nice and relaxed, we'll have a little talk about some of the technique and stuff like that. Sure. So today bought as a present, or just something you fancy doing? Or?
I actually purchased it for myself because it's my birthday today, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why not treat yourself?
Yeah.
At least you get what you want then.
Yeah.
Happy birthday as well.
Oh, thanks very much, yeah. Is this it?
Yeah, that's it, it's left here.
I gotta say, this is much better than my C180.
We just hold here a second, wait for the black car to come around, I can jump in behind them, black C-Class.
Oh, is that the...
Yeah, stops that. There you go. Cool, continue to drive on. So say, at first, just relax into the car, we'll drive around, make sure you're happy with seat and position, things like that. After a lap or two, that's when we start talking around some of the technique of the track.
Yeah.
So some of it you might remember, some of it, depending on the coaching style at the time, they might use a slightly different technique to get over the same technique, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So some of the words I use might be slightly different, so we just make sure we're both on the same page. So.
Gotcha.
In today, it's the same technique, what you would have been taught, it's just different ways of putting it over.
Sorry, I'm just lost for words about this car. It's night and day from my C180. It's just no comparison. Wow. Whoa, okay, sorry. I missed that.
Yeah, they're a brilliant machine.
They are.
And the engine, to be honest with you, performs so much better than the old 6.2.
Oh, does it?
The old 6.2 sounded brilliant. Okay, yes, it was a race engine in a road car, we all loved it.
Yeah, it was
This
brilliant.
lighter engine.
Yeah.
Quicker, more torque.
But what about the turbo lag though?
Don't get any.
You don't get...
No, not at all. It's bi-turbo.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how turbos work, but
yeah, no, with the hot engine, the
so
setup.
with bi-turbo, you have a little turbo looking after the bottom half of the rev range.
Yeah.
Bigger turbo takes after the top half.
I see. I didn't know that. I see. I thought bi-turbo literally just meant 2 turbos. I didn't understand.
So twin turbo is 2 turbos the same size. Bi-turbo is a smaller one and a bigger one.
Right.
So that's the key.
See,
it then drives like a naturally aspirated engine because you don't get that turbo lag. It's just power all the way through.
It certainly is.
And in comfort, just driving around like this, you'll notice it lags a little bit, but that's the whole point of comfort.
Yeah, of course.
It's meant to be a relaxed state so that if you start squeezing a little bit of throttle in, it will react, but it's nice and smooth. It's not going to be sensitive to your throttle.
It's I know what you mean, because I've driven a few cars with supercharged V8s, and they are fantastic, but they are almost dangerous. I mean, they're kind of terrifying. They're just so fast.
You touch the throttle and it just wants to go.
Yeah.
It's jumping on you, so you can't drive it through town centre.
No, it's a little bit harder, but this is just...
Whereas if we keep going at this pace, if I put it in race mode, feel the difference when you go back on the throttle.
Whoa! Oh my god!
It just wants to go now.
Hang on a second. I didn't feel any lag.
No, exactly. So it's your difference straight away, just in the throttle. Just in the throttle modes.
This is so much better than the 5.5. So much better. The 5.5 was good, but I've driven that quite a bit, and it has a lot of lag. It does have, and the 7G Tronic gearbox as well is a bit. I mean, I know this has got the 7G Tronic, but isn't this? I don't know. Didn't they remap it or something?
It's a bit more refined, basically. Yeah, you're right. It's slightly different management to refine it a bit more.
My goodness. Wow. Sorry about that.
That's fine. So just relax into it, make sure you're happy with it, and then we'll start talking around some techniques and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
How's it all feeling so far? All good?
It feels brilliant.
Silly question that, really, isn't it? So let's start talking around some technique.
Absolutely.
So we split performance driving into 2 main areas. The first one is where we look is where we end up.
Right.
So when you look in the correct place, that means the car's going to be in the correct place. So orange cones are going to help you. What you want to do, as you approach the next corner, look for the orange cone. As you come towards it, look for your apex. Do you know what apex is? We talk about apex. Awesome. And then look at your exit. So you're always planning ahead. Don't be afraid to look through the side window as well. So you're looking at your apex, then your exit. That's it. And let the car come out. Brilliant. Lovely. Apex, exit. Turning point, apex, exit. So always keep that vision ahead. And you'll notice, as long as your vision's in the right place, all this becomes smooth.
Oh, really?
You don't think about it, you just process it, you just do it. If you think of the ideas behind that, if you kick a ball, same thing, you look where the ball's going, your body naturally follows. Another way of looking at it, the human body, we've only been travelling fast for about 110 years now. We can't process that information quick enough. So you get your vision ahead, you let your body naturally learn. So looking ahead, now look at your apex, now look at your exit, now looking down the straight. Although it feels weird at first because you're looking ahead, you're planning that route ahead.
Yeah.
You won't be thinking about steering so much. It'll just happen. That's it.
And it's also all about being smooth, isn't it?
Yes, that's the second thing, your weight transfer.
Yeah.
So that's you braking into the corner, majority forward, and slow release, balance on the throttle as you go through the middle, like you're doing there. As you unwind the wheel, smooth feed on the throttle. That's it. Turn in, balance, unwind, smooth feed. Braking. Now on the braking, a little tip on the brakes. As you come off the brake, do a slow release. So you brake and a slow release, then balance.
I see.
Feel just there straight away how much more stable the car was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although we're at slow speeds right now, when we start loading the car up, that's the difference in maintaining grip on the front end or sliding off.
Fascinating. I didn't know that. Oh. Yeah, they didn't teach me that last time. Oh, sorry, did it wrong.
It's all down to weight transfer. So, as you're saying about smoothness, another way to think of it, if you've got a big pendulum swinging around in the car in here, you're placing it over the front because you want more grip over the front. You now want it on the side, so you moved it to the side there. As you accelerate, you're going to smoothly move it around to the rear. And then again, braking, moving it over the front, around to the left. And it's that smooth movement. If you release the brake slowly, you're comes smoother because you're moving around slowly, rather than just sort of throwing it from there to there.
I see.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
It's just different ways of thinking of it. It's whatever's easiest for you, really.
Absolutely.
So brake in, balance the throttle.
Yeah,
Once you've released that brake, so you do slow releases, turn in. Once you've actually completely released, back on the throttle, balance it.
I see.
That's it.
I see, yeah. Use power.
Yeah, so use power, just 50-50 weight distribution. You're not actually accelerating, you just hold it there to help the car glide through. Nice. In, balance, unwind, braking, slow release, balance, unwind, feed. So keep that vision up. Making sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. End of that. Let's dive off. Let's have a little play elsewhere.
Yes.
As we're...
Turn right?
Yeah, please. And the answer shows. So keep an eye on this under 17. Although they're indication, I wouldn't trust it just yet because there could be an under 17 driving it. Could also be one of our instructors, but yeah, good. Once we try our best to indicate on enough, it's just throw that little air of caution just because people's in a strange environment.
No, I mean, I never look at indicators, I look at what people do, So they do dummy runs and things as well on the roads. Yeah.
So we'll take the next left here between the blue cones, and then we're going to go left again. We'll jump in the first lane, so we'll go behind this SL that's sitting there. Yeah. Should we open the sunroof?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Give it airflow in there. Then we'll just jump behind this first one. Fresh air. It's nice. Got okay-ish weather.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. So the SL has still got the 5.5, doesn't it?
It is, yes. It's still a 5.5 in that one.
Basically same as in my father's CLS, I see. But it's, I'm guessing, slightly different power, is it? Or is it basically the same?
It's basically the same. So, is it the CLS 63 that you've got?
63,
Yeah, so it'd be exactly the same. Just obviously they weigh a lot less, so
right,
effectively your power to weight ratio goes up rather than just your actual power.
Okay.
So that's where that comes into its own. Cool. What we're going to do here is basically a rapid acceleration into emergency stop.
Alright, okay.
However, I'm going to ask you to do it completely wrong.
Okay. Alright, okay.
So what I want you to do is stamp your foot to the floor on the throttle, let traction control deal with it. When I say brake, so let traction control deal with the acceleration.
Won't we go off that way?
No.
Okay.
When I say brake, stamp the brakes as hard as you can.
Okay.
So no drive finesse whatsoever.
Right, okay, yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Let's go for it. So straight to the floor, that's it. The traction control's going to come in. Cutting the power, slowly deliver it. Brake. Stamp the brake as hard as you can.
Oh. Oh, that was amazing. I'm so sorry. I've never experienced that.
No, that's good.
Wow.
So let's go left of the cones, back up and around, we're going to do it again. This time, however, stamp the brakes.
Alright, yeah, sorry, yeah.
That was a progressive feed. That's good, that's what we want later on. But right now, hit them. See what the car does.
Sorry, I think I misheard you when you said when to brake, so that's why I sort of wasn't sure.
No worries, no, it's fine.
That was unbelievable. Oh my god, yeah. You must love driving these cars. I mean, this must be the best thing ever.
It's not a bad job, is it?
No, brilliant.
What do you do for a living yourself?
I'm self-employed. I write computer programs.
Oh, okay.
Basically, yeah.
Brilliant. Getting into complicated business, that?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But it makes a living, so. Alright. Do I wait for them or?
Yeah, we'll let them go first just because it's a hot lap, so they come around, they do literally like 7 minutes out on track, just last round.
It's a passenger lap, was it? Or
Yeah, exactly. So we'll just let them clear and then we'll head down.
I can't believe anyone said this new engine doesn't sound as good. It does. Wow. Yeah.
AC Woods on the straight, please.
Is the sports exhaust on?
It's not, it's still in comfort at the moment. We'll get up to it, don't worry.
Oh, okay, great.
When you're ready, same again. Stamp the throttle. When I say brake, stamp the brakes.
Got it.
Literally, as if someone's just pulled out in front of you. Brake. Nice, tons of ABS.
Wow.
Lovely.
Yeah. I'm amazed. I honestly thought we were going to go off or something. How does it do that?
So that's what we're showing you basically. That's what we're about to move on to
the
next. So
right.
the ABS, and underneath that umbrella of ABS is something called EBD, electronic brake distribution. It basically sends pressure to every single wheel evenly and individually.
Right.
So in a straight line, even grip, it's going to pull you up in a straight line. It's not going to fight you.
I see.
However, if you start to turn the wheel, it will then give you more pressure on one side, less the other, and help you turn. So it can help you start doing manoeuvres too.
Right.
We're going to do one more run down there, doing it wrong again.
Right.
Stamping the throttle, stamping the brakes. But when you stamp the brakes, take your hands off the steering wheel. Let's trust it completely.
What? Are you sure about this?
What's the worst that can happen?
Okay.
You took the insurance, right?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Is it possible if later on if we could do launch control as well?
Yeah.
All right.
After we do this run, we're going to then start doing it the correct way. So I want you to then start feeding in the throttle, feeding on the brakes, and we're going to see if we can get the car stopping better without using the safety systems.
All right. Okay.
Which we can, as long as we do it correctly, basically. So we're going to try and do that. So we can get travelling faster and braking better using our technique.
So are you absolutely sure you want me to let go of the wheel?
Yep. Stamp the brakes. Hands off.
Seriously?
Yep, completely.
Are you sure? Does this have the lane tracking or something? Oh no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. When you're ready, let's try it. So throttle flat down, trust the EBS, ESP. Brake.
Whoa. Okay.
3 days straight.
That is unbelievable. Okay, I'm amazed. I'm genuinely amazed. How does it do that? It's just...
So it's literally reading the grip on each wheel, so it reads how much wheel slip you have.
Right.
So because it's even there, because we've got exactly the same grip across all 4 wheels, it just stays even, it just pulls up straight. So the reason why we show you that, if we do get a point when we're on ABS, or even on the road car, and you're still 180, if you hit ABS, the most important thing is not to panic. Don't start wrestling the wheel. Just relax, keep hold of it, keep looking where you want to go. The car's going to help you, it's going to make its way there. Let's jump in again. We're still going in here, but this time we're going to start working on the right technique. So we're still lane 1. Now, we're still in comfort first run, we'll take it up in a second.
Right.
We'll start unleashing it in a second. Think of our weight transfer, radio's your car, sitting nice and flat, waiting here ready to go. As you accelerate, the centre of gravity is going to move over the rear end. So instead of just stamping it, we're not giving it a chance to move. If we feed the throttle, so it's a squeeze, 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 you're going to have more grip on the rear end. You're going to accelerate better. However, when you brake, obviously the weight's sitting in the rear.
Right.
So it's reverse, squeezing the brakes on, getting the weight over the nose, getting it biting into the tarmac best we can. Now what you'll feel, if you can get the car, or get the brake into the edge of ABS, so just where it's just gently tickling that tiny bit of vibration in, that's generally where you're going to get the best braking.
I see.
So you're going to get the car decelerating the best you can.
Okay.
Make sense?
I think so, yes.
Should we give it a try?
Alright.
So smooth feed on the throttle, so feed, 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 feed and down. So bit more of a progressive squeeze. Brake, squeeze on the brakes, more braking, more. Awesome. Good start, now we just need more of a movement, so more of a progressive squeeze on the throttle,
Okay,
more of a progressive squeeze on the brake. But good start, that's the sort of movement you're doing.
I see.
Just need a lot more of it.
Yeah. Sorry, did you want me to come to a complete stop there as well, or not?
Next time, yeah, we'll do.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
No, that's alright, to be honest, it was, because we were very light on the brakes, we wouldn't have felt the benefit there that time.
Right, okay.
But it's a good practice run.
Okay.
We're going to try and get this nailed so you get the car really honking down to the rear, and then squeeze on the front nose and get the nose diving into the ground.
Okay. Yes, sorry about that. My apologies.
That's wrong, don't worry. Got loads of time today. There's no rush at all. That's another thing about it. We're going to break down all the different areas that lead up to the track. So again, this is all about that weight transfer. It's feeling where the weight is, maximising your acceleration, maximising your braking. We put it all together. We jump on the track later. Hopefully we'll be flying around.
Okay, awesome.
So smooth feed on the throttle when you're ready. So feed it, and down. That's it. Awesome. Brake. Squeeze on the brakes. More braking. More. Nice. How'd that feel?
Yeah, it felt really good, yeah.
Just stopped in the same distance as ABS.
Yeah.
And you're travelling quicker.
Wow, that's amazing.
So if we speed that process up just a little bit more,
Okay.
we'll then be stopping probably about a car length shorter from the same speed.
It's amazing. It makes so much difference.
It's just using a little bit of physics on side. That's what
Yeah.
we're doing, just loading up the front end. More weight on the front nose, therefore more grip.
And the start was so much better as well. I mean, there's barely any wheel spin, was there?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's because you're being smooth on the throttle.
Right.
Again, at the end of the day, these traction systems, they're brilliant systems. They're there for when we do hit the throttle too much, or if we stamp on the brakes, someone pulls out in front of us. But if we can use the weight of the car senses that. It knows you've got more weight on the rear, it knows you've got more grip, so therefore traction won't kick in so early. It doesn't need to, there's no wheel slip. So, it helps you out. Let's go and Sport Plus to this one.
Okay.
It's exactly the same on the throttle, that was really nice. You're feeling Sport Plus, the little hesitation that we had at the start will be completely taken away. A bit more on the brakes.
Alright.
All ready?
Yep.
Let's go for it. So squeeze.
Oh, sorry.
That's alright, it's a little bit too much, but it's good. Brake. Squeeze on the brakes, no more braking. Cool. Really good start on the brakes, then we used off and then went back on.
Yeah, sorry.
So keep that good squeeze on the brakes, get the nose over the front. But that's a really good start.
Okay.
One more time.
Alright. Whoa, Sport Plus, why me? Didn't realise how much difference it made.
It's a huge change.
I feel like it makes more of a difference on this than it does on the 5.5 litre engines.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Maps in to make a lot more difference on these.
Because on that I just feel like it holds the gear longer, but it doesn't feel this immediate. Really
Yeah, this is the responsiveness completely transforms that.
It's unbelievable.
As you say, before it was just sharpening up a little bit here and there and holding the gears. I personally think this feels like jumping into a different car almost.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Alright, one last try and then we'll come back here later on and do some special braking manoeuvres and stuff.
Alright.
Cool, so when you're ready, so squeeze in the throttle. Squeeze and down. Perfect. Brake. Squeeze on the brakes. Give them brakes, more brakes. Really good start again. We eased off midway through.
Sorry. I kind of felt like it was the ABS was kicking in, so I wasn't sure whether I should let go of it.
Nose diving in. That was really nice.
I see. Okay.
That's a good feel.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, don't worry. It's super fun. Don't expect you to get it straight away.
Yeah. No.
Complex stuff with it. We'll come back down there later and we'll do some target braking and things like that, so we'll get you aiming for certain braking points and things. But for now, if we let's see what's going on down the work straight. It's fairly quiet-ish in there. Just to say that another car pulls in. We'll dive in there because I think that's the passenger right, so they'll blast down pretty quick.
Oh, so go back in there, right?
Yeah, it's left in here, but we're going to go right behind the red car then.
Right, I see. And this is testing ESP, is that correct?
ABS.
Oh, ABS.
Yeah,
sorry.
we will do a little bit on ESP down here as well.
CC transmission. B6.
Put a limiter on this one just because it's like ice, so it's pretty slippy.
Okay.
So, first one, straight down the middle, 35 mile an hour, icy to brake, hard on the brakes, hands off the wheel.
Alright.
Same as
Okay.
what you've already done, just a lot slower and on icy conditions.
Alright.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, when it goes back into comfort, it's automatically switched itself back on.
45s don't sound too bad.
Yeah, they make a little cars.
Yeah.
It's good for when you're ready.
So do I just slam on or just...
No, just
slowly?
drive up normally, and
Okay.
the limiter will kick in as long as you don't go flat to the floor, it'll hold you. And then just harden the brakes, let go of the wheel when I ask you to. Brake.
Whoa!
So we go similar to ice, exactly the same technology you felt at high speed, just working a lot slower, and so you've got the slower feedback on the brake. It's doing exactly the same thing.
It's crazy. It's unbelievable how it does that.
Now we're coming here again, we're going to do some lane changes next.
Alright, brilliant. So I'm going right here?
Yeah, please.
Wow.
So this time, if we draw a line straight down the middle of that wet straight, split it into two lanes,
Okay.
we can drive down the right hand side. I'll ask you to brake, harden the brakes. Let's do a lane change into left hand lane. It was braking.
Oh, so hang on, so sorry. So I'll just move on over to the right a bit or something. Or?
Yeah, exactly. Literally, if you draw a line straight down the middle,
Right.
visualise it as a road.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to be driving down the right hand side of the road.
Right. Okay.
Harden the brakes, and then we're going to do a lane change into left hand lane. So all whilst braking.
Whilst braking, we're gonna. Oh right.
Yeah. So this is where we really get to test that ABS, EBD. I was
Right.
talking about as you turn the wheel to the left, this front left's going to give you more braking. So we can apply a little bit more, a little bit less on the front right. So obviously pull the car around.
See.
Now if the back end starts sliding, it will then start reducing your rear pressure to then
To
obviously
match
straighten
it.
the car.
Oh, that's so clever.
And it's all going to work in nice slow motion, working down on the icy conditions.
Okay.
Let's give it a try. Okay, we'll do some high speed stuff for this later on as well.
All right.
Brake. It's alright. Cool. Easy.
Wow.
Let's do it again. This time I want you to be a little more aggressive on the wheel.
Okay. Yeah.
What you just did there was perfect. That's really nice. You want to be smooth, you want to let it move. However, if a car was in front of you and, I don't know,
Oh yeah.
say it just pulled out in front of you, I want you to react as if that's happened. Just to really test the car, no more than that.
Okay. Yep.
even though you throw it to the right, it then started reducing the back pressure to straighten you. So when you then straighten the wheel, it just worked with you.
That's unbelievable. I'm pretty sure my C180 doesn't have that.
How old is it, roughly?
It's W204 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
You will have it. It'll be a slightly earlier version of it, so it might not be as effective, but it will be in there.
Okay.
We've been putting it on cars since 09, I think it was. EBD anyway. Obviously it's developed more like, well, actually, looking at industry. Technology moves on so quick, it's now sort of developed a bit more, but it's still good. Let's do an acceleration run down it next. So we'll drive onto it, we'll stop, we'll try accelerating away, show you the difference there.
Alright, nice.
We literally just drive down in a straight line, we'll bring it to a stop on a slippy surface as soon as it goes wet. I'll talk you through it from there.
Alright.
So then just nice and slowly as we go onto it. On the brakes, bring it right to a stop. Cool. So if I go traction off, try accelerating down to the end.
What, completely down or?
Just try driving down basically.
Whoa! This is impossible.
Slow down a little bit. Put it back on. Try again.
Oh yeah. It's a night and day difference.
Yeah.
I've never done that, so
let's go left here, sorry. I'm just going to quickly take you off another way to demonstrate it again, so I was checking there's no cars behind. Let's drive back up the side.
okay.
Just after, just before the blue cone, we'll do a 90-degree left and we're going to stop just there on the edge. And we're going to do another run to demonstrate that traction on and off.
Alright, okay.
So we get a little bit different. So we go left here. So left all the way around. And we'll stop just there. We'll back it up a little bit so we're nice and straight. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry to bother you, mate. Would you be alright coming in on the hour for some of cars for this half day?
Yeah, of course, no problem.
Thank you.
Cool, we'll drop into drive. Cool, so the idea is here, we're going to pull out nice and slowly around to the left. When I say go, someone should come flying up behind you. You want to feed on the throttle, you want to drive it down the road as quick as possible.
Okay,
However,
in front way. Oh no.
Completely off.
Oh no.
So we're going to see how the car reacts.
Right.
So slowly out at first, just round to the left, keep it nice and tight so if we're turning onto the road. Go.
Whoa.
Nearly caught it. Good turn in. Cool. Let's go back round to the right and position ourselves anywhere along the side, the same sort of angle.
Alright, okay.
So, same again, this time traction's fully on.
Alright.
Go.
Yeah, I see.
So certainly not as exciting,
Yeah,
but
no.
it looks after you.
It does, it does.
Quite a road relevant sort of scenario there.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
Let's cross over and we'll have a little planner circle next.
Oh.
B-class on south, any chance we go off 5, please?
Lovely. See here a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through understeer and oversteer quickly. We won't spend a lot of time on understeer, we're just going to have a little play with it, purely because this car's not very prone to it.
Okay.
C63s, they tend to kick you up into oversteer in this scenario before front end slides.
Right.
Do you know the difference between understeer and oversteer? Can you remember at all?
I can't remember, sorry.
No, that's right. Understeer, loss of front wheel traction. So when the front end starts sliding off, oversteers when the rear end starts sliding off, which we've already played with over there.
See. So what they just did right there was understeer, basically. The back end came out.
Oversteer.
Oh, oversteer.
Yeah, it's the back end slide in.
Okay.
Let's roll on. Let's have a little play of it. We'll get you nice and comfortable with it in a second. Nice. So, turn onto the surface. Keep increasing the pace. About 25-26 miles an hour, the front end will start sliding off. It'll be silky smooth on that throttle, bringing it up on both the back end one step.
Oh yeah.
So a little bit more. Just close to it. And let's see what that terrain instinct is. Cool.
I'm guessing I shouldn't have let go of the throttle there.
No, perfect. That's the first thing you do to deal with it. Yeah, move on to the brakes. So you felt there, you felt the front nose sliding. your initial thought will start to wind in more lock. You then don't know what changed your mind, but then you start to unwind the wheel.
I see, and that's when
you dealt with it. You've got the car back under control. That's what you want to do. As soon as you feel the car starting to slide off the throttle, gently unwind the wheel.
Okay.
Sprint to stop. You'll be alright. Yeah. We'll let them get all the way around just because we're going to be travelling a bit faster than them.
Alright, okay.
Here a second, let's let them get pretty much fully all the way around the sides of us. There we go, then it's start increasing the speed now. So nice and gentle on that throttle.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just gone round again. Sorry. Let's let them get literally sort of behind us.
Alright.
So we have loads of room to catch them up. Because oversteer, as you see, is literally done to 10 to 15 miles per hour on here. It's so slippy. Where understeer, we've got to get that pace quite up high.
Okay.
There we go. Let's keep going now. That should give us the chance. Back in going a little bit. That's it. Cool. Let's keep going. Nice and smooth on the throttle. Starting to go quite a lot. So that's your oversteer.
Right.
It's getting very prone to oversteer, so we'll move on to that. We'll come back to understeer later when we're in a car which is more prone to it.
Alright, okay.
Let's slow it down a little bit. 10 to 15 miles per hour.
Okay.
At first, we're just going to literally practice catching it. So I'm going to encourage you to kick the car sideways and then you're just going to catch it.
Alright, okay.
So let's see what your natural reaction is. When you're ready, kick the throttle.
Wow.
Good reaction. As soon as the back end goes, you turn into it. Give it another little kick.
Oh, sorry.
Try and preempt it and let it slide first.
Wow.
Nice. So with all the systems on, as you feel there, as back end slides, you turn into it. You and the car work together, snap it back really quick. There you go, brilliant.
Brilliant. Should I slow down?
Yeah, get away a little bit. Now, I'll show you the different traction settings as well. So we've got sport handling as the next one.
Okay.
Let's give this one a try. So a little kick on the throttle. Feel how it allows you to have a little bit more play,
Yeah, it does.
and then it cuts in. So you feel now, it's literally, it allows you to slide a little bit, and then all the ESP comes in, helps you out once you're sideways. Now, the nice thing about AMGs, engineers are still crazy enough to let us switch off.
Is it really off though in this off? Because I heard it's not 100%.
100% off.
Really?
So in your normal Mercedes-Benz, it has a little bit in the background. So
I
it still
see.
cuts in. It's very similar to sport handling.
Right.
AMGs, don't know what they put in their coffees out there, but they're crazy enough to let us have it off completely.
Alright, okay.
When you're ready, give it a little kick. There you go, completely off.
Wow.
No help at all now.
I can see why this is fun.
Nice.
Oh my god, that feels brilliant.
Let's try a couple of them, just kicking it out, catching it, bringing it back in, and then I'm going to try and get you drifting.
Wow.
Have a little kick. Cool, so let's get drifting. So, you started to feel there.
Yeah.
You bring the throttle back in, your throttle becomes your steering once you're sideways. So slow it all back down again, don't let that pace get up because then it becomes really difficult.
Okay.
Little kick, get it sideways, then go back onto the throttle, keep looking where you want the car to go, and be smooth on that throttle.
Alright, okay.
Little kick. And then, so keep looking ahead, back on the throttle, keep a little bit of throttle, so keep that.
Whoa! Oh my god.
Feel it at the moment, we're almost kicking the throttle on and off.
Right. Yeah.
Give it a kick at first, ease back, hold a little bit there.
I see. I let go of that.
Yeah, we're jumping off completely, which means that when it comes back to going back on, it's really difficult. So just smooth it. If you give it a kick, ease back, hold a little bit, let it balance, then squeeze on and hold it there. But what you'll find once you get it into perfect drift, more throttle is more angle, less throttle is less angle, and you hardly move your throttle, just tiny adjustments.
It's almost, oh, I see, it's tiny, and you're just holding on all the way basically.
Yeah, you're constantly on the throttle, and if you want a bit more angle, you just go in a little bit more, want a little bit less angle, gently ease back. Just all tiny movements. Let's spin around, let's see if we can do some more. Round this white line, about 6 car lengths around.
Okay.
Slow it down again. Another kick, get the car reset. So keep on throttle, throttle. Keep on throttle, throttle. Throttle. That's it, keep it going. Ease up, catch it. Right, try to relax a little bit more on the steering wheel as well.
Oh, sorry.
We're fighting the wheel a little bit, it's making it difficult for you.
Okay. I'm just laying off too much, am I?
Yeah, way too much.
Way too much, right, okay.
Ready? So keep the throttle going. That was better. A lot better start.
Yeah.
Feel how much easier that was to set into the drift. Then we just need to maintain that. So have a little kick. Keep on the throttle, more throttle. So kick it down when you're ready. Let's dive off end of this lap. In fact, let's do one more lap and then we'll dive off.
Alright.
So I want to give you a few laps in this car on the track.
Alright, okay.
Before we go and swap into another car. Good kick. Kick again. Keep on the throttle, throttle. That's it. Ease up a little bit. Catch it. Back on the throttle, throttle. There you go. Keep it there. Keep it smooth. Relax a little bit on the wheel. Looking ahead. Throttle, throttle. That was better. You start to feel it now.
Yeah.
Not when you're ready. More throttle, more throttle. Too much.
Oh, whoa.
Let's take that out of exit.
Okay.
Go on, straighten up. Yeah, please. Oh, awesome. We'll come back on that more later. We'll try the different cars.
How hard is it to get to a point where you can actually drift around it? Is it really hard?
It takes a fair bit of practice. To be honest, if we spend a bit more time on it, we'll probably get it, because that was looking nice already, starting to feel it near the end there.
Brilliant.
So yeah, hopefully that'll be we'll set that as a target. We're trying to get you drifting at least a whole lap around by the end.
Okay.
Turn left in there. Cool. We're only going to spend a few laps out here just to get the feel for the track, remind yourself where it goes, and have a little play in this car, and then we'll go in and swap into the other car that we're going to jump into.
Alright.
We'll run round to the left. Eyes up, looking ahead straight away for the orange cones. Head straight on. So we're in comfort first, a couple of laps, and then we'll change it from there. Right, turned in, that's it. Lovely. Keep it to the left hand side, you're going round. Let it flow out towards the right hand side of the track. Smooth feet on the throttle, eyes up down towards the end. Onto the brakes. Slow release, balance. Let it come out. Keep it smooth on the throttle all the way around. So keep looking ahead. Lovely. Unwind the wheel. Feed the throttle. Onto the brakes. Slow release. Back on the throttle. Balance it. Look out to left. Bit of braking. Out wide.
Out wide.
And tighten up. That's it. Nice one. Keep it tended to left. So get that vision up. So now try and bring that vision up a little bit more. So looking down to the orange cone. Now looking through the corner out towards your exit. Eyes at the next two cones on left. Looking at them. Now looking at your apex. Now looking at your exit. Apex your next corner. Exit the corner completely. Eyes at the cone down on the left hand side. Feet in the throttle. To the brakes. Slow release. Balance it. That's it. Get that vision out. That's good. Let it come out. Smooth feed on the throttle. Keep feeding the throttle. Keep it going. Keep it going. Out to left. Feed it in. To the brakes. That's it. Slow release. Back on the throttle. Balance it. Over to left hand side. Nice. Bit of braking. Out wide. Tighten up. Awesome. Looking good. Turn it to left. Got it. Keep turning. Wind. That's it. Get a vision up. So when you feel that, at this pace at the moment, it will hang on there. You just have to keep it nice and balanced. That's it. Turned in, balanced. But we can make the exit better by turning in slightly later, which I'm going to show you next. Come out, feed the throttle. Basic line though, looking really, really nice. I'm just going to start adjusting it a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Then come out, keep it smooth on the throttle, keep wide, wide, wide. Then in, keep going on the throttle. How's it? Right to left, feed it in. To the brakes. Slow release, back to the throttle, balance it around. Over to the left.
Type C63, all circuit to the
Tighten up. Keep right. Now roll in.
Let's see.
Feel the difference?
Yeah.
So we've got a better exit now. We're going to keep left as we go around here, we're going to let a car overtake quickly. So we keep left over the dotted line, keep driving through. If we need to stop, we'll stop and then box down the end there.
Okay.
There you go, it's through. Jump back out. Nice, turn it in. Straight across. Turn it to left. Wind the wheel, smooth feed on the throttle. Now wider, wider, wider. Then hold the line there. Feel the difference?
Yeah. Let's see.
In, balance. That's it. Let it come out to the left. Keep it smooth, keep wide. Tighten up. That's it. Over to left. To the brakes. Stay wide. Turn it in. Back on the throttle. Balance it. Smooth transition there. Over to left. Good braking. So remember vision on that one. You want to cut in, out wide, then come back in. So you're almost creating a V shape. Keep right now though. Get back on track. That's it. Now tighten to the left. That's it. Better. Round to the right. Unwind the wheel, feed the throttle. To the brakes. Slow release. Balance. Straight across. Keep it turned in. Let it fly out to the right. Smooth feed on the throttle. The brakes. More braking. Slow release. Balance. Out wide. Wide, 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 wide. Now in. Keep feeding the throttle, more throttle, more throttle. Unwind the wheel. Feed it in. On the brakes. Slow release. Back on the throttle. Balance it. Go to the left. Brake and turn it in. Out wide. And tighten. Keep it balanced. How's it feeling now?
Really good, yeah.
Feel how it's moving a line by a metre or half
Yeah, it
metre
makes
here
a
and there.
huge difference.
Completely transforms it, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Right, let's make a big jump. We're going to go straight to Sport Plus.
Whoa! Okay.
So straight across, turned in. Let it flow out.
Wow, yeah.
That's it. In, balance. Let it come out nice and smooth all the way around. That's it. Out to left, feed the throttle. Brakes. Slow release, balance it. Lovely. These guys are going to give us an overtake when we get to the entrance. So, like we've seen before, they stay left, we can stay right.
Right,
We
okay.
dive past them. Right. Then roll it. It's a little bit sharper to the apex in the middle, that one.
Okay.
Just try and get the car into left a little bit more. Keep right, we dive past.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
See how it's affected it?
Yeah.
It shows that as soon as you move that line, suddenly changes things quite a lot. So we're going to stay right, we're going to take this out. Smooth feed, keep going, keep going, keep going. Brakes, slow release. Feel how we jumped off the brake pedal there and pushed out wide?
It did, yeah.
Back to that slow release. Turn in, keep it going, over to left, feed it in. The entrance, we're going to keep left, we're going to let a car overtake.
Okay.
So we'll keep rolling around, keep left, and then we'll slow down once we're off the. That's it. As soon as you dive fast, head back up. Straight across. Keep tending. Let it flow out, feed the throttle. Into the brakes. Slow release. Jumped off that brake pedal again.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Stay wide, that's it. Turn in, keep it going, keep feeding. Over to left, feed the throttle. The brakes. Slow release, back on the throttle. Wide. Tighten up. Pretend in. About turning, so when you're running wide before we tighten to the left.
Yeah.
Well, keep the vision up. Get the vision out a little bit further now. And start to close up a little bit in the last couple of laps. Wide, that's it. Good exit. Keep it smooth, keep going. Unwind, feed the throttle. Balance it. Good. Over to left. Then we'll brake and roll it in. Remember, tight first, then back out, and then in. Keep right, keep right, keep right, keep right. Now roll into left. That's better, hold it there. Keep on throttle. Not better exit. Awesome. Touch to the right. Unwind, feed the throttle. To the brakes. Slow release, balance. Straight across, turn in. drive in. Let's go get our other car.
Alright, sure thing.
How'd that feel then?
It's brilliant. Yeah, I definitely struggled with some of those corners, I think.
Every so often our vision starts to drop. That's what I think you're struggling with at the moment. It just drops that a little bit more. Line-wise, looking pretty good. There's a couple of areas we can neaten it up, but that's what we've got the time for. So yeah, we're having a good play with it.
Brilliant.
What we'll do, let's see what car we're going to jump into. I think it's an SL we're going to jump into next.
Is there any way we could jump into an E63?
That's the question. Depends if we've got one in service.
Oh, I see. Or perhaps a CLS 63?
Let's see what we've got allocated to us.
Either way, if possible, I'm keen to stick with the V8s, basically.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open first. I'll talk to Elliot when we're back here because he's sorting out keys at the moment. I know they've had a couple of E63s go out for tyres.
Right.
So it would depend what he's got available at the moment. But I can ask a question. I'll try my best basically.
Alright, yeah, sure. Yeah.
We just have to go with what's available.
What am I getting?
Okay, let's go down through the middle. We'll turn around the parked cars down the end. And we'll bring it back up into this box just there.
This box?
Yeah, it's the one just behind you, but we're going to spin round so it's facing the right way.
I see, okay. Yeah.
Someone else can then pinch this car.
Back at half three.
This is just unbelievable. This car is unbelievable. Isn't that car going into that spot? So, but yeah. Not sure what I should
I'm
do.
going to change the spot. Let's drive down because I think he's actually going out. Saw him. Yeah, he just pulled out a second ago.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, there we go. He was parked up over the side, so always from his way up.
Smelling well.
Yeah, perfect. And then just obviously silver button on the end.